Please do not listen to this audio if you are driving, operating any machinery, or doing anything that requires your full attention. Thank you. Hey, and welcome to the Art of Thinking. As always, before we begin, let's just take a moment to get ourselves comfortable, shifting our bodies, taking a few breaths. Maybe a moment or two to let the thoughts of the day just melt away as they do. Our story begins almost 2,000 years ago in a kingdom somewhere. A kingdom that had a king but no heirs to the throne. And so the king, when realizing that he was weary, he was tired, he would soon leave this world, was looking for an able, wise, strong successor. And he assembled the best lords from the country that he had to find him the one person who might serve the purpose of the realm. And on this particular day, all the possible contenders were assembled in a great hall of this mighty palace. And the king stepped forward and addressed the assembled of the hand-picked lords of the land. "I have a problem," he said, "and I need to know who among you has the wherewithal to solve it. What you see in the wall behind me is the biggest, mightiest, and heaviest door in the kingdom. Who among you, without assistance, has the power to open it?" And some of the lords, they shook their heads and they looked at each other and muttered under their breath, it was just too big a problem. It was heavy. And some would walk up to the door and examined it closely, gathering all their logic and brain power, and discussed the aspects of leverage and mass, and remembered theories and principles of problem solving that they'd learned over the years. But they admitted that it seemed to be an impossible task. And when the wisest and most respected lord accepted defeat, the rest followed. Except one. One man approached the door, and he gave it a thorough close-up examination. He tapped it, assessed it, looked at the width, the depth, noticed the nature of the hinges. He checked it thoroughly with his eyes and hands, prodding here, pushing there, poking here. Finally, he made his decision. He breathed deeply, centered himself, and pulled gently on the door. It swung open easily, effortlessly. The others had made the assumption that the door had been locked or jammed. In fact, it had been left ever so slightly ajar, and the design was so excellent, only the slightest touch was required to open it. The king had his successor. He addressed the lords of the land there. Success in life and industry depends on certain key things. They are there as we have just seen demonstrated. First, rely on your senses to fully understand the reality of what is going on around you. Second, do not make false assumptions. Third, be willing to make tough decisions. Fourth, have the courage to act with boldness and conviction. Fifth, put your powers into action. Finally, do not be afraid to make mistakes.